back to work for the Philippine Azkals as they defend home turf in round 2 of the World Cup and Asian Cup. Preliminary joint qualifiers happening this week already. Joining us right now to go all out on this story is none other than Azkals team captain and veteran goalkeeper Neil Etheridge, live via Zoom. He arrived in Manila Saturday. Neil, good evening. Great to have you. I wish I could have you here in the studio, but I understand you had training. But welcome back to the show, man.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. Obviously, I would have loved to have been there. I've literally just got off the field, jumped in the shower, and I'm here now. So I'm delaying team dinner just to be on this for you guys.
I appreciate that. Don't worry. I owe you dinner. If in case you're late for dinner, I owe you whatever you want, buddy. Okay, so let's talk about this Thursday, Neil. You arrived Saturday. You just got off the pitch, training. From your perspective as captain and veteran, how confident are you guys already for Vietnam? How ready are you guys heading into this match?
Yeah, we're ready. I think it's we need to manage expectations, to be honest. I think, I'm so happy with the turnout that we're going to have. And obviously, we would love more supporters there to fill Rizal Memorial Stadium. We're extremely happy at the place that we're in. And, we're putting ourselves in a great position to perform well on Thursday night.
Neil, let's talk about the roster. I believe we're going to flash it on our screens right now. The lineup unveiled by the Philippine Football Federation, or the PFF, the 26 squad. Here it is, 26-man lineup for the AFC Asian Cup Joint Qualifiers World Cup and 2027 AFC Asian Cup Joint Qualifiers. Last week, we had Coach Weiss, and he says the roster for the Joint Qualifiers is basically a mixture of young and pretty much experienced and seasoned players. What are your thoughts about this particular lineup that you have right now, Neil?
I think he's hit the nail on the head. I think that we have a good mixture of youth and experienced players. I know that everyone calls me the veteran of the team, but I'd like to be called more experienced player. I'm looking forward to it. And I think the team that we've got has now been together for nearly a year now. So I think that we're settled and we've had some good results over the last international appearances. So I think going into this game on Thursday, I think we're putting ourselves in a great position. Obviously, no one can predict the outcome of the game or the score, but we're putting ourselves in a great position to perform well and hopefully put 3 points on the board for ourselves.
Well, we saw the lineup earlier. It feels like it was just yesterday, Neil, where you were one of the young chickens on the team, and now you're the team captain. I remember that very clearly. First coming here to Manila, Neil Etheridge, goalkeeper. Now you're the veteran. Of course, you have the Ott brothers still there. Manny, Mike. Most of the players. Well, all of them. Patrick Dato, Simone is also on the team. Carly, Daisuke. What do you think? Of course, Stefan Schraki, one of my favorites. Biende, also part of this lineup, and a lot more. But what do you think will be your edge of this team? Will it be the defense, offense, or all around? What do you think?
I think our togetherness. I think it's something that I've spoken about before, and I feel like the coach has allowed me to become the captain that I want to be, and he's allowed me to bring a togetherness and a winning mentality, and that's shown over the last few camps. A small loss against Bahrain last camp, unfortunately, but we put wins on the board. We're very happy where we are, and the togetherness of this team is great, and it's something that I feel has been missing until this coach came in, and I've been able to implement a win at all cost mentality.
Well, as I said, Neil, you're one of the veterans. You know these players, but let's talk about former team captain, your teammate, your good friend, and also our good friend. I just love talking to him. The passion that he gives to the country, and I'm talking about Schraki, Stefan Schrak. A lot has been said about Schraki. He had the early retirement, coming back, but I always call him a machine because this guy. It's like he never ages, Did you see his body? Like, this guy is like still, he can run with the young dogs. He's like he's in his 20s. But your thoughts on having Schraki back here in the team with you?
He's very talented. I think it's unquestionable how talented he is and how he was before and how he still is. He obviously keeps himself in fantastic shape. He's a leader. He's a different sort of leader to myself. And me and him combine extremely well, both off the field and on the field. He's obviously taken a slightly different role over previous camps in terms of a coaching style, which he works very well with Coach Weiss. and he works well alongside me now as team captain. So, he has so much to offer off the field and on the field. And, his presence among the squad and the team is always welcome. And like you said, the passion that he shows all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll admit it can be too much and he needs me to calm him down. But that's exactly the way that we were when we were playing together on the field. So, I'm very happy for him to be here, happy for him to be, an integral part of this roster, and not just that, a part of the squad and the team moving forward.
I still remember, I can't really remember which match that was or what that was, but that was years ago where Shraki removed his shirt. He was waving it and going around the Rizal Memorial Stadium after the win. I'm sure you remember that. So that's the fire that Shraki brings to every single match that he plays. One big factor here for you guys, for the Azkals, is playing in front of the Filipino crowd. And now, given how passionate Filipino sports fans are, especially now with football, with the emergence of the Filipinas, you've also seen the support they gave you even back when you just came in with the Young Husband Brothers. Do you feel more pressured now, considering the matches will be held here in front of, let's say, 10,000 or more than 10,000 fans at Rizal?
I think, it's fantastic playing in front of the supporters. And I obviously want to thank all the supporters who have purchased tickets now. And I urge people to buy tickets, obviously, for the game on Thursday and next Tuesday. It's something that, myself, I've seen Rizal Memorial fully packed with Shraki scoring a goal. And obviously I've seen the other side of it where it's not so full. The supporters, the Filipino supporters, are second to none across the world, and they cheer us on no matter what, and we really respect that. And for me as a player, it's something, and the team, I think we have wanted for a long period of time, to have support at the stadium, and it's now down to us on the field to fulfill the expectation of these supporters. So as a player and the captain, it's something that I'll be talking to the players about. This is what we've wanted, and if we want this to continue, we need to perform on the field.
You have a great coach coming in. You know him perfectly. Michael Weiss is back. You have veterans coming in. You have Shraki, Bienve, you have Simone. You yourself, you've been in big matches. You are back. How confident? What do you like? How do you like your chances against Vietnam and then Indonesia? You have the crowd on your favor here, home turf. Save that answer later on, Neil. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but I got to ask this question, man. Can you guarantee 2 wins? Take a time out, grab a glass of water, answer that when we return. We will take a quick break, but when we return, veteran Azkals goalkeeper and team captain Neil Etheridge will still be here with us on the show via Zoom. But as we go on a break, let's take a look at the results of today's NBA game. Stay tuned to Sports Desk, only here on CNN Philippines, where we go all out. Today's top sports stories. We'll be right back. Back to Sports Desk, only here on CNN Philippines. And our guest again today, Philippine Azkals team captain and veteran goalkeeper Neil Etheridge, arriving Saturday. He's ready to go. Azkals are ready to go. Neil, let's talk about those questions I asked you before we took a really quick time out. You got Vietnam first on Thursday, and then Indonesia on the 21st. Vietnam, how do you like your chances against Vietnam? And what do you think, what makes them a threat and a challenge to you guys?
They are higher ranked than us in the world rankings, but for us, I think we've got to take every opponent seriously. I know that we are prepared, and I can see that the focus is there after today's training session. I feel that the focus is there for the players, and obviously we're all wanting to win. And I can see, the closer we get to the game, you can see the boys really starting to shine, which is really good. And the togetherness of the team is fantastic still.
How about the 21st, Tuesday? You got Indonesia next. What do you expect from that team?
Yeah, I think, they're not as highly ranked as us. But football's a funny game, like every sport. It's a funny game where anyone can win. It's who's the best team on the day. For us, we need to concentrate on ourselves. We need to concentrate on the style of play that we want to play. And obviously, tactically, coaches trying to implement a style of play. And for me, it's all about implementing a mentality that we win these games at all costs.
Well, you're right about that. You never know, especially football and in any sport. Basically, there can be upsets. It's very tricky, as we saw the Filipinas having that historic win at the World Cup recently in New Zealand. Okay, I'll put the hot seat. I'll put you on a hot seat, Neil. Can you I know it's tough. You just arrived, but can you guarantee 2 wins?
You know what? My answer to that is this. I can't guarantee 2 wins because in football, in any sport, it's so hard. But what I can guarantee that there will be 11 players wearing a Filipino shirt on Thursday and Tuesday that will give everything and anything to win those games. The passion, the heart, the blood, the sweat, the tears will be going out on those 2 games. We know how important it is for both ourselves, the country, and everyone involved for us to get 6 points out of those 2 games. So I can't guarantee it, but I know that we'll be doing everything to get the points that we need to put on the board.
I like that answer. Great answer, man. You can't guarantee the wins, but you can guarantee you guys will give it your all. Looking at the lineup again, you see veterans, you see young guys. Who do you think will surprise the fans with the games and their performance? Give me a couple of names or name that you feel will have a big one.
Well, we don't know the lineup yet, but after today's training, I can see that our defence is growing in strength after the last games that we've had. Jeff Tabernas at the back is strong. Montini scored the other time against Afghanistan. So I'm looking at it defensively. Obviously, we know what we're going to get from Sato. Jesse at the right back is progressing. And then the players going forward. OJ has played really well over the last couple of games. We have Kevin, Mike, Manu playing really, really well. And obviously, we've got Patrick Reichel up front. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be the team. We've also got some very young players who have, Bugas has really surprised everyone. So does he deserve a starting position? Only coach can answer those questions.
Yeah.
But it's starting to become great that we have depth in our squad now.
Yep, exactly. I think this is a very deep lineup. It's a very talented lineup. You got everything here. Experience, youth, energy, passion, and competitiveness. We touched up on it earlier, Neil, before the break. The PFF launching that Stand Your Ground 10K strong campaign in hopes to draw in a really huge crowd for the 2 games. You've played in front of big crowds in the past, here in the country, be it in the UK, around Asia. You've been around. You've seen how crazy fans can get in a stadium in a football match. Tell us how important this will be to invite everybody also, for you guys to have not just 11 men on the field, but to have that 12th man in the arena cheering and supporting for you guys.
Yeah, like I said before, I want to thank every person who's purchased a ticket so far. I encourage people to go and buy tickets leading up to this game and the game next Tuesday. It's so important for us, to hear that our own supporters, our own fellow people are supporting us. We love it every single time they come into the stadium, and it really urges the players to give maybe that extra bit that they didn't think they had in the tank. And every time I've played at Rizal and there's been thousands of people there, we feel so encouraged to play even better than maybe we expected we could. Against Afghanistan, I think we only had 3,000 supporters, maybe 2,000 supporters, and we were able to show them the blood, sweat and tears and the passion and the heart that I was talking about before. And we want to do that once again to a larger audience and a larger crowd. You've
been there since 2008, Neil. From a young goalkeeper to now a veteran, a team captain. You've played with the Young Husband brothers, James, Phil, Simon. I can't mention all of their names. Ali, all the veterans who've played, Anton. What do you think now is, how would you compare your time back when you remember your first year with the Azkals and then now, the biggest difference that you've seen on the team, off the program here for the Azkals?
I think if I'm honest, and I think I've said this before, I think that the talent that we had before with those guys, with the likes that you said, with the Young Husband brothers, and there's Rob Gear, there's Ali Borromeo, there's Anton, there's the Great Rich brothers, so many of them, those names, and I've obviously missed some out. There was a togetherness. There was a real togetherness that we had off the field and on the field. And maybe there was a period of time where we had more talent on the field, but we weren't as strong together off the field. Now I believe that we've got both, and we've got a togetherness off the field. The guys all get on. We just socialize constantly, and on the field now you can start to see the togetherness and the passion that we're bringing to not just play good football, but to also show everyone what we're about as a team, as a squad, and as a family.
Neil, I really appreciate your time. I hope you can give a quick message, just a really quick one, to the Filipino fans. Once again, invite them, and we'll see you Thursday. Go ahead, Neil.
Once again, I just want to thank everyone who's purchased a ticket. I know that it's not always easy, but I want you all to purchase another ticket if you can. Come to the game on the 16th, and there's another game on the 21st. Your support is greatly appreciated, and we would love to see you there at the stadium and spend time with you guys after. And yeah, thank you for those who have purchased a ticket, and for those who haven't, please go out and buy one.
The best of luck to the Azkals. Always a pleasure talking to you, man. You know that you're one of my favorite football players to represent the country. I appreciate your time. Go get your dinner. If in case there's no more food, don't worry. You bill me, okay? I owe you, buddy. Great to see you again, even via Zoom. Next time, we wish we can have you back in the studio. It's been years, man. Thank you. The best of luck. Good luck to the Azkals, Neil. Thank you, man. That was Philippine Azkals team captain, veteran goalkeeper, one and only Neil Etheridge, joining us here on the show tonight.